Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. This is going to kind of be a mashup of everything I had left from the last video. But I want to start with this. Because recently I was talking about BRICS utilizing RippleNet and XRP, and some people in the comments section said Russia and China doesn't even know what Ripple is. They absolutely do. Some of the banks in China are already working with Ripple. And here's a throwback on Russia. According to Russian government, Ripple blockchain has been chosen and preferred among other blockchains for storing KYC and cross-border payments. This was back in January of 2020. Now, my honest opinion is that Russia and Ripple have been working together in the background, working on cross-border payments. And you wouldn't get those big announcements either, because Russia would want to keep that quiet. That's what makes sense. But when it comes to XRP, you know, these countries inside of BRICS, they don't trust each other. So when they're sending money back and forth, they're going to want a trust layer. What is the best trust layer you know? XRP. And that's why I said, I think we're going to get an announcement at some point in the future. And if we don't get an announcement, all of a sudden, BRICS utilizing XRP, it would be reflected in the price. Breaking, Crypto Freedom Alliance of Texas just sued the SEC, seeking a declaration that crypto assets traded on secondary markets are not securities. And they brought the big guns. Paul Clement, former U.S. Solicitor General, has handled over 100 cases before the Supreme Court. But this is what has to happen. You have to sue the SEC for Gary to actually do something. Other than that, he's going to do nothing. He's not going to come up with clear regulations. And he's just going to continue to crush crypto every chance he gets. That's why some people need to sue the SEC. The SEC leading lawyer who went against Ripple and Coinbase has left to now defend crypto. Leighton Stewart, a leader in the SEC crypto unit, that has been enmeshed in high-profile court fights with the industry, has left the agency to join White and Case, the firm said. You know, we're going to see more and more lawyers jumping ship at the SEC because they want to go on and get other jobs. Who's going to hire Gary when he's done at the SEC? I think it's a smart decision for these lawyers. Here are the banks asking the SEC to change SAB 121, which would allow banks to custody digital assets. You know, the banks, they want to hold digital assets. They want to offer digital assets here in the United States. I'm sure they would love to do that because it would drive up a whole lot more business. More and more people would want to use the traditional banks, but they're held back by the SEC. It's the same reason that you watched Ripple acquire Medico, because these big financial institutions need somewhere to store their assets. Custody is going to be huge all throughout 2024. And you know, I think the reason that the SEC and these politicians want to keep the banks from holding crypto, because they want the banks to collapse out so they could get consolidated by the much bigger banks. I think that's all part of their plan. USDC takes Japan by storm. Circle and Ripple partner SBI Holdings joins forces for Web3 revolution. This is big because this brings Ripple and Circle together. It also brings XRP and USDC together as well. SBI Holdings is a major XRP holder, thus making the partnership with Circle a huge deal for the longevity of Ripple as a cross-border blockchain company. And look at the volume that Circle does. Circle USDC stablecoin has recorded more than $12.7 trillion in on-chain transactions since its inception till mid-November 2023. Now imagine XRP moving USDC. That's going to be huge. That could bring a lot of value to XRP. Geneva, the obvious choice of the American Ripple in Switzerland. The pioneer and its new subsidiary, Medico, are targeting 100 employees in Switzerland by the end of 2024. So that shows you they're planning for a lot more growth all throughout this year. And, you know, I said it before, it's going to start with tokenization. That's really going to start to pick up all that value. And then later we're going to also see cross-border payments amp up as well. Then there's this from Blockchain Backer. He shows the Dow Jones in the roaring 20s. Now we all know what happened in the 20s, the Great Depression. And when you look at the chart, it looks very similar. And I don't know if we're going to see a depression happen on a crash of the stock market, but I think we're going to see a crash of the US dollar, which is going to bring the stock market to a blow-off top. It's also going to see a blow-off top in crypto, with even Bitcoin is going to have a massive run-up. But people are showing this along with this as well. Jeff Bezos just filed for his sale of 14 million additional shares of Amazon worth $2.4 billion. Bezos has now sold $8.4 billion worth of Amazon stock so far in 2024. Bill Gates is also selling some of his stock. So people are saying they're selling before the crash happens. I don't know about that. Who really knows? It's all speculation right now. I like to look at the brighter part of this. No matter what happens, even if we do go into a depression, a recession, whatever, XRP is already going to enrich all of us, because at the same time, crypto is absolutely going to skyrocket, especially with the fall of the US dollar. It has happened multiple times in the past. Anytime crypto had a bull run, the US dollar was down in value at the same time. Then there's this. Consumers are officially out of excess savings. You know, I was just talking to someone outside of crypto recently, and they said, you know, back in '08, I had a lot of money in savings, and the crash wasn't that big of a deal. And he said, today, I don't have any savings. All my savings is getting eaten up by inflation. And if we go into another crash like we seen back in '08, it's going to be a very hard time for a lot of people. But you know, this also leads me to the thinking that the US government has a plan for this already. Think about it. If we were to see the stock market crash and we were going to see what happened in '08, right away the government would come to the rescue with the CBDC and universal basic income. Think about it. People would need to get money from somewhere. Right away, the government will step up to the plate with universal basic income. And I think that's part of the plan as well. Boom. Has the Black Swan prep begun? This I find fascinating. Did you know that in Stockholm, Sweden, Ripple and the Flare network have set up a validator to protect the XRP ledger? This validator operates from a nuclear bunker buried 30 meters below the ground in the heart of the city. Ask yourself this question. Why does an XRP validator need to be buried 30 meters deep? Let's hear your reasons below. Now, this I seen years ago, all the way back, I think in like 2020, 2021, people were talking about this. They said it needs to be underground once that major Black Swan event happens. I don't know about that as well, because most of this was speculation back then, and it's still speculation even today. But it is kind of strange that it's buried 30 meters underground. So it shows you the value of the XRP ledger. I guess that's one way to look at it. If something is as valuable as we think it is, it needs to be buried under the ground. The day of becoming an XRP millionaire is coming soon, while everyone else is chasing green candles elsewhere, while people are abandoning XRP for other cryptos, while people are buying into the ridiculous FUD. Only few know what the future brings. XRP will be life-changing. It definitely is going to be life-changing. You know, you could see exactly how this is going, and everything points to XRP and Ripple. Even the new financial system is starting to come together now. You know, years ago, you talked about the new financial system, and right away, people would say, come on, man, CBDCs, that's 10, 20 years from now. Here we are just a few short years later, and CBDCs are getting ready to go live all around the world. And what do you think is going to be used in between those CBDCs? XRP. And, you know, even tokenization. You know, early on, nobody even really talked about it. Now, that's all they talk about because it's going to be the next boom in crypto. After that, there's going to be another boom and another boom, and it's all going to lead to value. And a lot of money is going to come pouring into certain cryptocurrencies. You position yourself right, so all you have to do is sit back and wait for it to happen. But along the way, people get shaken out. They either get frustrated with the sideways action and they don't understand what they hold, and they just give up because it's easier just to give up. Other people, they fall into the FUD and they end up selling. But if you truly know exactly what you're holding, you will never sell your XRP. That's what it comes down to. And we're close now. You know, the wait is not going to be that long because 2024, everything is looking perfect for the end of this year. I think by Christmas, we're going to be looking at a much different XRP. It's going to be an exciting time. You know, the last two Christmases weren't too exciting as an XRP holder. Hopefully this is the year Ripple delivers our Christmas presents. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.